From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Furniture and Mattress 86 is stocked with mattresses. Mattresses starting at $149. Try our 120-night trial. Mattresses come with a 20-year warranty. Up to 72 months, 0 interest. Free local delivery and pickup. Furniture and Mattress 86 on Merchant Avenue across from the post office in Reading. If you find it for less, you should buy it.
Well, good evening, everyone. If you're looking for some good entertainment, it's going to be out at the Cascade Theater next Friday, September 5th, that is. Jane Lynch and Kate Flannery. They've got the wonderful vocals. They're hilarious. They're very witty humor. It's called, the show that they're going to be in, it will be called The Trouble with Angels. It's one night only. Next Friday, not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday, September 5th. Get your tickets today. You can call the Cascade Theater, area code 530-243-8877 and reserve your tickets. Or you can also go to cascadetheater.org. Get those tickets before they sell out. All right, here's a look at your weather headlines. And, no more thunderstorms for the most part. And I say that because extreme eastern California or northern California is still seeing a little bit of activity here over the next few days. But overall, temperatures leveling out. It's going to get a little bit warmer this weekend and a little bit warmer for Monday with a little bit of a mini heat wave for next week. And maybe even a better chance for more thunderstorms for next week. Let's get into that here. But first, before we get into that deeper dive forecast, here's your Krueger's Quickcast for your Thursday, August 28th. Tonight, it's going to be another cool night. We dropped down to the low 30s, even some low 30s, wouldn't that be nice? Low 60s in the valley, even some upper 50s. Generally in the 50s for the higher elevations here for tonight. So another great morning for you to get out and enjoy some cooler air. Get some exercise out, get some chores done outside before it starts getting too warm. You do have some of the fog along the coast with temperatures in the low 50s there. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine elsewhere. This looks impressive. I was actually on social media and I saw a local outlet say, looks like rain's heading our way. Well, no, not from this area of low pressure. This is not what's going to bring us any rainfall anytime. It looks like it, looks impressive, but that's going to actually go up to our north and stay out of the area. All right, maybe some clouds, but that's about it. And to kind of prove that, we take a look at Futurecast here. We're just going to take you through tomorrow. And there you can see dry conditions. The fog along the coast, and that's in the morning hours. By the afternoon, this is what I was talking about. Mother Nature just still taunting us with that chance for showers and thunderstorms. And you can see it's mainly going to be east of Highway 395, extreme eastern Modoc, Lassen, and Plumas counties. But otherwise, I don't expect to see much in the way of any activity out there for tomorrow either. All right, speaking of tomorrow, let's go and take a look at your forecast for your Friday. Temperatures, again, they're warming up a little bit, but mid to upper 90s in the valley, 80s to the north and east of the valley, and 90s in Trinity County inland, and low to mid 60s for the coast. So as we look at your 7-day forecast, you will see that increase in the temperatures. It looks like we'll peak right around Wednesday. I mean, we're going to be flirting with 105, and that's not out of the question to see 105. But then after Wednesday, temperatures will start to slowly drop again. For the coast, you've got temperatures mid-60s, inland, low to mid-50s, and eventually upper 90s by next Wednesday, Thursday, and that's the case for Trinity County. Now you'll notice I haven't included any thunderstorms for Trinity County just yet. I have included thunderstorms for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I do want to mention this. The timing will most likely change. The areas where we're seeing those thunderstorms will most likely change as well. There's a little bit of an inconsistency in the long-range forecast models. They've kind of backed off a little bit on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, maybe backing off on Thursday. So what I'm just doing what we call a broad brush forecast. Until we can start getting a bit more consistency, we can start talking about that a little bit more confidence. But as of right now, the chance for thunderstorms for especially Siskiyou, Modoc, Lassen, and Plumas counties for Tuesday through Thursday. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's get you into your deeper dive forecast. But before we do that, got to mention some of the ways that you can access Weather NorCal. You've got the free Weather NorCal app. You've got weathernorcal.com. You can watch on social media, but you also have access to a 24-hour streaming channel. That's right. You can have Weather NorCal on your TV all the time. It's great because it's always updating with the latest information with neighborhood forecasts. You're always watching the latest video forecast that's available. You can see the 7-day forecast at the bottom of the screen that continually updates. The current conditions for 10 different locations continually updates as well. You can get it on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. You can also get it anywhere YouTube is available, including your smart TV. Just search for Weather Space NorCal. And you can check out that 24-hour streaming channel. All right, here's your fire weather forecast, sponsored by Garmin's Tractor Service. You know, we're getting that time of the year. You may be letting that lawn, overgrow a bit here. Some of those dry grasses. You need to get them mowed. And if you can't do it, call up Garmin's Tractor Service. We'll be glad to take care of you. But there you can see it tomorrow morning, you've got fairly calm winds. By the time we do go in the afternoon, they're picking up a little bit, but this is not a big deal. And again, I want to show you this every day because it's just to really help illustrate that we just don't have much in the way of winds heading our way, just a little breezy in those afternoon hours. And, show you the fire weather risk as well because it's going to be hot and dry. So yeah, we've got that moderate to barely in the high range, but that's typically where we are this time of the year. We're typically right around here every single day. When there's nothing really major going on. It's when it starts getting hotter, when the winds begin to pick up, humidity begins to drop, we start getting more into the oranges. And when we get into here, man, that's typically going to be a very strong wind event. But there again, there's not much going on here. Don't have anything to get too terribly excited about. Just hot and dry, typical hot and dry conditions. So again, I stress, this storm system is not going to bring us any rainfall anytime soon. It looks like it. It looks nice. It's producing rain, but it's out over the Pacific Ocean, and then this is eventually just going to move up to the north. But what this will do to impact the weather is keep our temperatures at bay. Yes, they're going to warm up a little bit as high pressure begins to build, but it'll prevent that ridge of high pressure building too strong. So here's a look at Futurecast over the next couple of days. Of course, as we showed you, for tomorrow, we could be looking at the potential for some activity in the far eastern portions of California. But there you can see just some of the fog we're seeing in the morning here. That trying to dissipate. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies for the coast. There's a slight chance for a stray shower and an off chance for a thunderstorm developing here. But this right here is nothing to be terribly concerned about. Not a big deal. Then we go into your Friday morning. There's that fog once again. It kind of burns off a little bit here out towards southern Humboldt County, but that's 8 a.m. on Saturday. Saturday afternoon, it looks like it's a better chance to see some clearing along the coast. But look at this. I mean, we're seeing more clouds developing here. There could be a stray shower and maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm, but I think most of it will be off to our east. And what you'll really notice here tomorrow and even Saturday is just some of those towering cumulus clouds developing off over the eastern mountains here. Now, kind of interesting is the Climate Prediction Center is painting in just barely. I mean, this is normal conditions, and then you start getting into a slim chance of above normal temperatures, and then the darker the green, the better the chances of seeing above normal rainfall. So, is this indicating that we're going to see a ton of rain? No, but it is indicating that there's something out there. There's something out there that could maybe bring us some wet weather. So let's take a look at that here. Here's the weekend. It's dry, right? As we go into, say, Tuesday, Wednesday, see what's happening? We're beginning to see some afternoon pop-up showers and possible thunderstorms, mainly along the Sierra, but working its way up into Plumas County, Lassen, Modoc County, maybe even Siskiyou County as well. That's for Tuesday, that's for Wednesday, and possibly even into Thursday of next week. Now, at this point, I'm not terribly concerned about it, but it is something we've got to watch because we don't want to see another big thunderstorm outbreak like we saw this week. This mild air, that's that area of low pressure I was talking about. You see, it's moving closer to us, but it's going to eventually get pushed more to the north because this ridge is building in. But these two are kind of battling it out, and as this ridge builds, it gets warmer, right? But if this wasn't here, if we had more of a broad ridge and these areas of low pressure were gone, this would build in even stronger and it would be a lot hotter. So we can be grateful that that's actually there. But then it actually loses the battle by, say, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. That heat really begins to build in. Now we're talking 104, 105 for some of the hottest locations, and in particular around the Redding area. Now it looks like it will peak right around Wednesday of next week, and then temperatures do start to slowly drop after that. Now the wave heights, they're nothing to be concerned about here. If you need to be on a small boat here, there's a look at your Friday. Wave heights anywhere from about 2 to 3 feet here just off the coast there. And it looks like it's going to remain 2 to 3 feet going into your Saturday. Here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. Looks like we are seeing the chances for thunderstorms are gone. Let me get that cursor out of the way. There it is. Okay. And you can see temperatures in the mid-90s here. 88 degrees for Ruth. Temperatures in the mid-90s on average here through Tuesday. Yeah, and then it warms up. Remember that battle I was talking about between that area of low pressure and the heat? Well, the heat's going to win out by Wednesday, Thursday with upper 90s. 71 degrees out in Blue Lake, 94 in Alder Point. We've got partly to mostly cloudy skies for the coast with temperatures there in the mid-60s. Your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast to the north, 83 for Gasquet, 93 for Monday, and temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, though, by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Your Dignity Health Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the 80s and 90s. I've included the chance for thunderstorms. Now, again, I don't want you to be alarmed by this and go, oh, no, we're going to see another big outbreak of lightning strikes. That may not be the case. Okay, we may see a chance for thunderstorms, but maybe not quite to the extent that we did see with this last system or series of, or should I say the moisture that kind of came on through. Because at this point, I don't see as much available moisture. We'll see, though. Right? We still got a ways to go. We still got a few more days before we can really fine-tune it. Same story for Modoc County. You can see that chance there and also in the eastern mountains. There you can see Viola tomorrow, about 79, 87 degrees on Janesville, and Paradise about 90 degrees, that is. Here is your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast. Temperatures in the mid-90s, 96 degrees for Corning, as well as Los Molinos and Chico, 95 in Durham. Here's your 7-day forecast for Chico, basically upper 90s through your Labor Day weekend, and then we're back up to 100 degrees or slightly higher for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We take you up to the north, 98 for Redding, 96 for Red Bluff, 98 in Palisadro, and 93 for Lakehead and Whiskeytown. A look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. I mean, we're flirting with 100 degrees here by Saturday, Sunday, and could touch that even on Labor Day, and temperatures between 102 to 104 for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right, that's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning for your Friday 6 a.m. forecast and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great night.
Fire spreads quickly. Don't wait until it's too late. Garmin's Tractor Service specializes in field mowing and light tractor work to help protect your family, your property, and those around you. We're fully insured, locally licensed, and ready to help you create the defensible space you need. Call or text Garmin's Tractor Service today. Protect what matters before fire strikes you.